I caught my sister kissing my boyfriend a week before her wedding. Then her fiancé did this at the altar. My name is Natalie, I'm 28, and until recently I thought my life was solid. I had a boyfriend, Ethan, 29, thoughtful, charming, and the kind of guy who makes strangers laugh in elevators. And then there was my younger sister, Leah, 26, beautiful, spoiled, and set to marry a man named Daniel, a kind-hearted architect who adored her. Their wedding was just a week away, and I was supposed to be a bridesmaid. But everything changed. The unease begins. First, it was small things. Leah would laugh a little too hard at Ethan's jokes. Ones that weren't even funny. "You're hilarious," she'd squeal, touching his arm. I chalked it up to pre-wedding excitement. But the signs kept coming. The casual shoulder grazes. The long glances. The weird excuses to get his help with decorations. Ones I could have handled just fine. I mentioned it to Ethan one night after a family dinner. "Did you notice how Leah was acting?" Yes. He gave me a confused smile. "What?" "She's just hyped about the wedding. It's harmless." But it didn't feel harmless. Felt calculated. Got worse. Every time we were together, Leah would gravitate toward Ethan, sit next to him, brush her hand along his back. It was subtle but intentional. My gut screamed that something was wrong. One afternoon, during a family barbecue at our parents' house, I went inside to use the bathroom. When I came back out, I saw them, Leah and Ethan, standing too close in a corner of the yard. She giggled at something he whispered. Her body language made my skin crawl. They quickly stepped apart when they saw me. I said nothing, but the tension inside me was electric. The first confrontation. That night, I confronted Ethan again. "What were you two talking about?" Yes. He said they were just chatting about music for the reception. "You're reading too much into it," he insisted. I asked why a simple conversation required standing practically chest to chest. He grew frustrated, said I was being paranoid. I told him I needed him to set boundaries. He said there were none to set. We argued until neither of us wanted to speak anymore. Facing Leah. The next day I called Leah and asked to meet for coffee. She chirped with excitement, still seemingly oblivious. At the cafe, she talked non-stop about flower arrangements and bridesmaid shoes. I couldn't listen anymore. "Leah," I interrupted. "We need to talk." I told her what I'd noticed, her touches, the stares, the way she clung to Ethan. I asked her to stop. She blinked in disbelief, then laughed. Cold, mocking laugh. "You think I'm flirting with Ethan? He's basically family," she scoffed. I told her she was crossing a line. Her smile dropped. "You must be seriously insecure if you think I'd be interested in your boyfriend," she snapped. She stood up, furious. "I don't have time for this jealousy crap." She stormed out, leaving me stunned. Betrayed twice. I told Ethan what happened. He said I was making things worse. That confronting her was a mistake. That I might have ruined her wedding. So I should have just ignored it. Yes. He didn't have an answer. I began questioning everything. Was I really crazy? A week before the wedding, I went to our parents' house to try and fix things. As I approached, I heard voices from the side garden. Curious, I walked around the corner and stopped dead. Leah and Ethan. Kissing. Deeply kissing. Her arms were wrapped around his neck. His hands under her shirt. Her legs locked around his waist. They were completely lost in each other. They didn't even notice me. Until I screamed, "What the hell is this?" They jumped apart. Leah's face went ghost white. Ethan stammered, "It's not what it looks like." But it was exactly what it looked like. Tears poured down my face. My own sister. My boyfriend. Leah broke down, sobbing. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean. It just happened." I couldn't listen. I turned and ran. Home, I threw clothes into a bag. I texted Ethan. "We're done. Don't contact me again." Then I turned off my phone and checked into a cheap hotel in the next city. I wanted to disappear. Everyone had told me I was paranoid. Everyone made me feel crazy. But I'd been right the whole time. That was the part that hurt the most. Telling Daniel. After a few days of silence, I realized Daniel, Leah's fiancé, deserved to know the truth. Called him. He was confused at first, said Leah had been distraught and claimed I'd vanished out of nowhere. I told him everything. The suspicious behavior. The warnings no one believed. And finally, the kiss I'd seen with my own eyes. He didn't speak much, just listened. When I finished, he said quietly, "Thank you for telling me." Then he hung up. The wedding bombshell. I didn't attend the wedding. Couldn't. The thought of Leah in a white dress made me sick. But the night of the wedding, my cousin Jenna called me, breathless. "Oh my God, Natalie. You won't believe what just happened." She told me everything. Right before the vows, Daniel took the mic. He turned to the crowd and said, "I can't marry someone who betrays her own sister. Leah, I know what you did with Ethan. And to Natalie, if you're hearing this somehow, I believe you now. I'm sorry no one else did." Leah was frozen in shock. My parents were stunned. The guests whispered in horror. And then, without another word, Daniel walked out of the church. Leah was left standing at the altar in her dress, crying. My parents were humiliated. No one knew what to say. Felt vindicated, but not happy. The people I trusted had failed me. The people who were supposed to love me had dismissed my pain. And in the end, it took public humiliation for the truth to be acknowledged. I'm still in that hotel room now, unsure of what comes next. But at least I have clarity. I wasn't crazy. I wasn't jealous. I was betrayed. Now I just need to figure out how to heal.